Okay, the other videos have this one and the last review questions, which will be on your quiz. Okay, I think this one will be on your quiz too. So power to a power, I'm not sure, but most likely, because I'm covering it tomorrow too, all of this. So, and some. Simplifying power to a power, basically if you have parentheses, just like when you have parentheses 2x plus 3, and with a 4 you multiply them. We call that distributive property. Whole number to the other whole number. This whole number to a whole number. Well, this one has a power, so you have to multiply to a power. That's it. We call basically distribute power to a power. Multiply them, so that's 8 to the 6th power, or 8 times 8 times 8, 6 times, right? Same here. This is power to a power, j to the 12th power. Distribute power to a power. Now be careful here. This is -2. This is a -2 because in parentheses this is -2 times p to the 3rd power, right? Like that. That's what it means. There's a time in between here. And this 3, the power of 3 goes to p only, where 2 has a power of 1. So this 2 on the outside is distributed power to a power to this 3, that's 6. Bring down that p, and this 2 to this 1, so that's a -2 squared now. That becomes 4 p to the 6. Or you can just leave it like this. But you need to know that this can be simplified further to this when it's this easy, when it's only to the 2nd power. Okay. When it's to like the 10th power, you can't do. Write a rule used to rise a power to a power. Distribute, right? Distribute, which means to multiply the powers. Okay, so this one, remember, if it's just basic multiplying, there's no parentheses, you add the exponent. We're just going over the rules. So this is 6, 4 plus 3. There's 4, 6 here, 3, 6 here, there's 7, 6 all together, 6 to the 7th power. Now, when you have a parentheses like this is a 3 and this is a 5, by the way, you distribute. All parentheses, you distribute. Power to a power, you get 15. W to the 15th power. Okay? So for E, there's no parentheses, so you add the exponents. To order of operation, of course, right? You multiply last, exponent first, so H are all the same base, this one with an exponent of 1. So you get H2 plus the 1 plus the 3 plus the 10, right? So you get H to the 16th power, right? H to the 16th power. And then you multiply the -8. I'll do it in a different color. -8 times 5 times 2. -8 times 5 times 2, you get -80. So you get -80. So that's your final answer, right? Okay, so again, if you have this one really means 2 times A times B, right? That's 1, 1, 1 with the exponent of 5 on the outside. Distribute the 5, parentheses distribute, distribute, distribute. So 2 to the 5th, A to the 5th, b to the 5th. This is multiplication, so when you multiply, you add all the exponents. M, that's 5 also. 5 plus 2 plus 1. That is m to the 8. I need to show work like this. No work, no credit, guys. So this is a multiplication. No parentheses. Base are the same. You can add the exponents. So that is x to the 15th, right? So you do that to all of these. Now that's power to a power. Now this is a quotient. This is something. So this is like power to a power rule, right? It's 28. Distribute 4 to the 15th power, right? All of these. This is 3 to the 6th power. Now when you have something like this, this 1, negative 1 times m to the 8th power, or negative. You can write that without the 1 being invisible by doing that to the 8th. Okay, remember when you have something like this, it's 2 to the 1st, 2 times a squared times b to the 3rd, with the 5 being outside. Distribute, distribute, distribute to the 1st right here. So 2 to the 5th, a to the 10th, and b to the 15th. Okay? So that's power to a power rule. Okay, so be careful with something like 42. That's negative 5 times y to the 3rd, z to the 2nd. And then this is the number 1 with the 5, and distribute, distribute. Very easy distributive property, right? Okay. So I'm going to go to problems like 50 and to 64 there. When you have quotients and power, quotient right here is division problem. And okay, when you divide, okay, when you're doing this, this is 9. I'm going to show you the long way, 9 over 9 like this, right? Well, 9 divided by 9 is 1. 1 over 1, right? Simplified to 1 over 1. So this is 1 times 1. This is 1 times 1. Well, 1 times 1 is 1 over 1, which is 1, right? Okay. Here would be 5, 6 times, right? And here would be 4 times. Okay. Well, this is 1. This is 1. This is 1. This is 1. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times this 5 times this 5 is 25 over 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, or just 25. Or 5 to the 2nd, right? Okay. Now, how about this one here? Okay. How about z's? What if we use z's? Z, there's 8 of them, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Means to multiply. Okay. Let's say z was 10, right? Because some of you look at this going, what in the world? Let's say, what if I said, pretend z was 10. So this is 10 over 10, which is 1, correct? If I said z was 5, it'd be 5 over 5. That's 1 whole. 10 over 1 whole, 1 whole, 1 whole, 1 whole, 1 whole. correct? You'd only have, this is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. This is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Well, 1, 1 times z is z times another z is z squared. We don't, z squared over 1 times 1 all the way through is 1. And then this is z squared, right? Just like here. Any shortcuts so far? I'll do another one here. This is u times u over u. Let's say u is 8. 8 over 8 is 1. 1 times u is u over 1, or just u. U to the first power. Same thing here. If I have 4 times 4, 4 times 4. Well, you can look at it this way. 16 over 16 is 1, right? So 4 is 1, that's 1, 1 over 1, or just 1. Okay? Now this one, be careful with this one. You guys see any shortcut? This is -1 times. So this one is -1 times 3 to the 4th over 3 to the 4th. So basically it's -1 over 3, 3, 3, 3, right? And here's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. What do you think the quotient rule is? 1, 1, 1, 1, right? That's 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times a -1 is -1 over 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, 1, or just -1. Well, if you haven't caught it yet, the rule to dividing with powers is subtract the exponents if the base are the same. So I'll show you here. I take this base, I assume it's going to be 1 because the smaller one minus the 2, I get 4 to the 0 power. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Okay? I take this one to the first power, cross that out. Anytime we cross it out, we assume it's 1 divided by minus the 1. So I get u to the 1 power, or just u over 1. Okay? So same thing here. We get, be careful here, this is a -1 times 9 to the 7 over 9 to the 5th. Okay? So we take the smaller of the two exponent, this is the 5, you make that a 1 minus the 5 here. So you get -1 times 9 to the 2nd power. Or 9 to the 2nd power is 81, right? Or just -9 squared over 1, or just -81. Right? Because 9 squared is 81 times the -1 is -81. Or just -9 squared. Okay, so when you have something like this, you deal with the exponent first. Let's use this exponent. Let's start from the back. Okay, I'm going to cross out this y right here. That becomes a 1. That 3 goes up on top. So that's y to the 2nd. Okay, hope everyone saw that. If not, rewind. Okay, next one, the exponent is x squared. We're working one with the same basis. This is the smaller of the two. I'm going to cross that out. Put that a 1 on top for the one I cross out. Okay, and I take that number 4 though, the one I cross out, minus the 4 here. Make sure you leave the work here. So x minus 4 is in the denominator. I'm going to put my answer in the denominator. X to the second. Okay, now 12 over 2 can be reduced by 2, which is 6 over 1. So my answer is, when I multiply all this, 6 times 1 is 6, y to the second is my numerator. My denominator is 1 times x squared times 1 is just x squared, right? And that's my final answer. So same thing here. Exponents first, right? Well, my 3 has an exponent. Let's start with that then. Or you can start at the very beginning with p. It doesn't matter in this case. Okay, really doesn't. Okay, so this is 3 to the first. That's the smaller of the two. Cross that out, put a 1 there. First thing I do is that. So I get 3 to the first power, or just 3. Now I'll do n. I'll do it in green. N to the first and n to the fourth. The first is smaller. I cross it out. I put a 1 here. I minus 1 there. I get n to the third. Last one is p. I'll do it in purple. P, this is the smaller of the two. Cross it out. Put a 1 there. Put a minus 4 here. P to the fourth. And last, I multiply all of it. 3 times 3n times 1 is 3n squared. Okay, you can do 3 times 1 is 3, and n cubed, not squared. 1 times 1 is 1, times p to the fourth. That's your answer. And 1 can be invisible. You don't need to put that 1 there. It could be invisible. Okay? Now, let's do all this. Well, you know the distributive property here. This, when you have parentheses, you distribute. That's -1 times 6 to the 10th power, or -6, like that. You can write it like that. It means the same thing, right? So parentheses distribute. Let me do one that's, all right, parentheses we distribute right here. -2 times, that's exponent, distribute y to the 8, distribute is fancy word for multiplying, x to the 6, and -2 in parentheses to the second power. So that is 4, we know, x to the 6, y to the 8. You know offhand what that number is without using a calculator. You do it. Now when you have division, you subtract the exponent, cross that out, make sure you put a 1 for every number you cross out though. Bring that other number up on top, so you get 6 to the third. 6 to the third, 36 times 6, actually not that easy. Okay, now this looks different, but we know this is that. So this is 3 to the 9th over -1 times 3 squared. Now this -2, so on the denominator, -1 times this 1, and this is 3 to the 7th. -1 times 1 is -1, 3 to the 7th power, or just -3 to the 7th power, like that. Because -1 divided by anything is a negative, right? So this is an easy one. Cross that out, put a 1, right? -6 m to the third, or just m to the third without writing the 1 on the bottom, correct? So here's the same thing. Again, make sure you know it's that. Here you need to reduce 2 problems in 1. If you want to get rid of this -4, but make sure you put that 1 for the one you cross out here. So let's reduce, divide by 4. 4 into 6 times 1. 4 into 4 is 1. And that's y to the 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. Y to the 4. So your answer 6 times y to the 4 is 6y to the 4th over 1, or just 6y to the 4th, right? Okay, this one. N has nothing to work with, so n in the numerator stays the same. This one, that goes away because it's smaller than the 8. So m to the first, or just m, you don't have to write. And then you reduce this, divide by, you put 1 for this m. 2 into 2 is 1 times. 2 into 10 is 5. So your answer is 5mn to the third over 1, or just 5mn to the third, right? This is a multiplication. I'll be careful here. This is a negative 1 times. So negative 1 times 5 times 7. Those all don't have any exponents. Now, these ones do. So you add the exponents. When you're multiplying, you add the exponents. Negative 35 m to the 10th. You do that, okay? So these are all the same again. Now, I'll do this one here. Okay, these are 2 steps. First, you distribute. Distribute 4 squared y to the 6th times negative 3 squared and y to the 2nd. 16 y to 6. Okay, that's 16. Oh, and this is 9. Right? These are different, so we multiply it out. Oh, how did this move? See my son's behavior plan. Always fun time being a parent. And this is y to the 6 plus this 2 there. And that you multiply 16 times 9, 54, 144. Y to the 8. Okay, you know this one's the same as your other one. Let's try it. Reduce. I'll do this one beside it, similar. Well, it's even harder, negative 1 times, right? Okay, that gives you negative 1 times whatever the answer is. 32 and over 4, you simplify that by 4, that's 8 over 1. Okay, and then here you would cross out the 6 minus 6 here. So x to the 2nd, the answer is in the numerator. Cross out the 1 minus the 1, put a 1 here. Y to the 4th, so your answer is negative 8 x squared over y times y to the 4th, all over 1. Or just negative 8x squared y to the 4th. If you want to put that 1 times, you can. Okay, so this one, you simplify that. well, we'll just see this as a negative, okay? Divide by 8, 5 over negative 1. Okay. A, cross this one out, minus 2, put a 1 for the one you cross out. A to the third, B, B to the first. So we get 5, negative 5, because negative 1, 5AB all over negative 1, or just negative 5. Okay, I'll do 76. I want you to try 75 on your own. See if you can do it. Well, first of all, 2 negative is a positive, okay? So you divide by 6, then do the m's. Oh, make sure you add the m first right here. There's multiple steps. I'll do 76. It's a lot harder. Divide first, simplify these two. Divide by 8, you get 7 over 1. Okay, now the numerator, there's a lot to do with the numerator. You got x. Oh, you have to first distribute. Okay. Times x to the 6th and y to the 2nd times y all over 1, 8 into 8 is 1 times x to the 6th and y times y. Okay, your numerator, you can add all the x together, x to the 1st plus the 6th, and then let's work on the y to the 3rd plus the 2nd plus the 1. So you get 7x to the 7th, y to the 6th, all over x to the 6th and y to the 1st. You don't have to put this one. It can be invisible. Okay, so subtract. This is a lot of steps. Minus 2, minus 1. So 7x to the 5th and y to the 5th. That's your answer. Try 75, not as hard as 76. And I did this on the other video, you'll see it.